TIFU by not telling my doctor how many Tic-Tacs I eat per day by user Dumpster Puff. So I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with the fruit adventure flavor of Tic-Tacs. The flavor combined with the soft smush they make between your teeth when you chew them makes my brain very happy. I've been buying them in bulk, where each container has 200 candies each, and they come in bulk packs of 12 containers. I tend to eat them by the handful while I'm working or gaming, so in a day I can easily slam through 1-2 containers. Now keep in mind that on the nutrition label, it says the serving size is 1 candy, and is listed as having 0 calories, which I thought was awesome because I could have as many as I want. Over the past year, I found that I gained about 40 pounds, and nothing about my eating habits had changed as far as I was aware. I told my doctor about it, and she was a bit worried, so she had me do a bunch of blood work to see if there was a reason why I gained so much weight in a short period of time. Everything came back normal. She referred me to see a weight loss doctor who would also have me see a dietitian. I had been working with the dietitian for a few months now, and we have me keep a food log. I had a virtual visit with her today, and during it, I was fiddling around with an empty container to keep my hands busy. She saw it and asked where I got such a large container from. So I told her about it and how I eat 2 of those per day. She asked why those weren't on my food tracker, and I said it was because there's 0 calories, so they wouldn't count. Apparently, I was very, very wrong about this. She explained to me that food companies can label something as being 0 calories if the food serving size contains 5 or less calories. In reality, each individual Tic-Tac actually has about 2 calories. So essentially, since each container has 200 pieces, and I typically have 1-2 of those, I've been eating 400, 800 calories per day of Tic-Tacs, in addition to all the other food I've been eating, which is very likely why I've gained so much weight. Hell, doctor didn't realize that Tic-Tacs weren't actually 0 calories and gained a ton of weight because I eat so many a day. Edit. Just wanted to clarify that I'm aware that sugar will in fact make you gain weight. I'm not that stupid, but I never actually read the product ingredients. I assumed they must have been made with something like xylitol or some other artificial sweetener to make them 0 calories, so it never crossed my mind to check. Edit 2. Dang y'all are brutal El Mayo. But at least some good came out of it, since apparently, like me, a lot of people didn't realize about the less than 5 calories per serving rule can legally be classified as 0 in the US. Personally, I wish we could have the model they do in other countries where they list calories per amount of grams. TIFU, by giving a little girl a sip of my water. By user jealous. Situation 920. I've been working as an assistant coach on my son's little league team. The team is 6 7-year-olds, 14 boys and 1 girl. I've never coached kids before, but I love baseball and kids always seem to like me, so it is working well. The coach is fantastic, and really we all seem to get along great. So the coach texted me and basically said, hey, make sure your volunteer paperwork is in order, and I recommend you go and submit for the background check. I want us to be completely above the board. This is standard in Little League sports. And so no problem. Never been arrested. Everything is cool. I figured somebody complained, and I was racking my brain trying to figure out what I did wrong. The one little girl on this team is a big personality. She always tries to hug me, often in front of her mom, and I try not to hug her back. I've spoken with her mom about this, and she just says, oh yeah, she's a big hugger. She hugs everyone. I'm very friendly with her mom, and I do treat the girl a little different than the boys. Less hands-on, etc. She goes to the same school as my son, who is popular. The other evening, we were playing a game, and it was very sunny and warm. The kids were playing hard and sweating. We're all in the dugout, and I brought a refillable water bottle for my son. I was compelling him to drink water, and the girl says, I'm really thirsty, can I have some too? I tell her to go ask her mom for a water bottle, and she says, my mom is not here now. She watching my brother's game. Okay, so I unscrew the sippy cap off and give it to her, and she takes a drink. A little while later, a different kid asks for a drink, and I say, sure, open your mouth and I'll pour you a sip since I'm trying to not cross-contaminate with germs. The little boy is really thankful because the water is cold. Soon a bunch of kids are asking for me to pour some water in the mouth, and I'm thinking I'll bring in a big jug next game with paper Dixie cups, just like when I was a kid. Then the little girl comes up and asks for a drink. I try to hand it to her, and she says, no, pour it in my mouth like you do to the other kids. I said, okay, you are silly. but sure and pour her a drink into her open mouth. Now, apparently, some other mom saw this and felt that it was inappropriate and told her mom, and then both moms went to the coach with their concerns. The coach spoke to me about it during the next game. He told me a complaint and immediately said to me, "This is a no-win situation for you. Do you understand?" I assume that means that I shouldn't say or do anything else about it. I was on cloud 9 coaching these kids, and it brought me crashing down to reality. It terrifies and baffles me that I could do something so innocent and be accused of something so horrible. So what am I going to do about it? They just made me an official assistant coach. Well, I'm absolutely going no physical contact with this girl. She tried to hug me last game, and I stopped her and said, "Sorry, I'm not allowed to." Later, she told me that she wanted to play catcher and asked me to help her get the gear on. I told her, "Go ask your mom if she wants you to play catcher." The mom said no, and then appeared in the dugout and said, "I'll help her get the gear on," and she did. I will never be a coach again on any team with a little girl on it. I'm posting this here as a warning to others. Update. I truly appreciate the advice and positive response. This is my first post, so I didn't know what to expect. I found it very therapeutic. So I spoke to my son's mother about this, and she gave me some good advice. She's highly trained with her protocols for dealing with school-age children and accusations about abuse. She told me that indeed I did fuck. I should have never provided a child with a personal beverage without the parents' consent. I asked her what I should do going forward, and she told me to go no physical contact with all of the children, not to provide them with any food or drink or gum, and to limit my conversation with them to things about baseball. Good advice, and I'm going to take it. Till, doctor, don't pour a drink of water into a little girl's mouth, even if she asks you nicely to, because some moms think this is sexually inappropriate. Like TIFU trying to help out a random drunk girl in the middle of the night. By user life, Butterscotch 540. I went to the bar by myself to blow off some steam because my mom is currently in the hospital and it's not looking good. Funny story is, I didn't actually drink anything alcoholic because I don't drink due to witnessing her struggling with alcohol addiction throughout my childhood, even though I convinced myself that I would try just one when I made the decision to go to the bar in the first place. Anyway, afterwards I was walking home when I saw this obviously very drunk girl walking alone ahead of me. These two random dodgy looking guys walked up to her and tried to walk off with her. The whole thing just seemed pretty off to me, but maybe they were genuinely trying to help her. I don't know what came over me, but I just found myself sprinting towards them and asking her if she was okay. The guys immediately walked away without saying anything when I got there. She told me that her friend, who was also her ride, ditched her, so she was going to walk home as it wasn't too far. I told her that was a bad idea as it was really late and that I could request a ride for her if she was okay with that. She agreed, so I did. And her address didn't even seem like a walkable distance for that time of the night. I waited with her and made sure she got in and went on my way. All was well until I got slapped with a $150 charge because she threw up in the car and I died a little inside. Till Dr. I requested a ride for a girl in what seemed to be a sketchy situation. And I got more than what I bargained for. TIFU, I drank a liter of prune juice. Now what? By user beginning cold 2062. So I've been constipated for a bit and then read somewhere that prune juice is natural laxative and bought it.
And, why if I imagined reading it or not, but I thought I read a comment that said half a liter warmed up does the trick.
So I thought I had to drink a lot for it to work. So I drank the whole liter body earlier today. A few hours in notice, something's wrong. My stomach's gurgling, making noise, gradually getting louder and worse. Right now, unable to sleep from the pain. So I searched it up, and actually, you are only meant to drink 1 cup. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. Maybe I will fart my way to the moon. Maybe it's a medical emergency. I'll probably be blowing up sometime tonight. I told you the world's stinkiest explosion may be coming soon. TIFU when my date canceled. By user Mostos. I had a date planned for today. Was gonna meet a woman in a city about 45 minutes away from home by train. She had last-minute work commitments as she works at a busy bar and unfortunately had to cancel. I thought I may as well not waste the free time I now had, and since I'd already bought the train ticket, I may as well go into the city. Flash forward 45 minutes, and I'm in the city. I entered some random bar, and unfortunately it happened to be the one my date worked at. I didn't know she worked there. All I knew she worked at a non-specific bar. The moment I realized was visceral and will stick with me for a while. My blood ran cold, and she actually went a bit pale. I struggled to get the right words out to explain that I'm not some crazed stalker. I think I managed to get the words, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know." She politely said it was fine and then immediately disappeared behind the bar. I immediately left and got the next train home. I got home to find I was now blocked by her. What a depressingly awkward day. Till, after my date, who happens to work at a bar, canceled. I went out for a drink on my own and happened to go in the bar she worked at, making me look insane.